their gods or deities. And there are male and female Orishas, but Olorun is male and female, which I was like, okay, Africa, all right. And Abtala, he was a curious god because each god had their own personalities and they had their own power that they were doing. And their whole life revolved around this baobab tree, and their life was in the sky, and they could go out and do whatever they wanted to because Olorun was like, this is for you, like do what you need to do. But they were too scared, and they're like, no, we're just gonna stay over here by this tree. Abtala, he wanted to make something else. He was bored with just being in the sky. So what did he do? He asked Olorun for permission to make something solid. And Olorun went to Orunmila, which is the god who knows the future. And she told him what he needed, and Olorun reported back to Abtala, and he said that he could do it. He made a gold chain because he asked everybody, or all the gods, that, hey, I need some gold. They gave him all that he had. And he also took sand, maize, and seeds from the baobab tree, and he sprinkled powder from the root on the baobab tree to all the items because literally everything they needed, oh, I'm just going to go to the baobab tree. And he also took the sacred egg, and that had everybody's power and personality, pretty much his own little separate part of the other Orishas with them in that egg. Okay, so after all that, he has the chain made. He has to get some of the chain or the gold melted to make a hook. So he climbs down from the chain, and that took 7 days. He sprinkled the sand in the water, and his heart started beating so fast that he cracked the egg. And Tenkofa, which is just the bird of all their spirits that came out from the egg, and it made landforms like dunes, the plains. It just made just landscapes. And this world was called Ife. I think it's pronounced Ife, like, okay. And Abdallah saw his reflection in the water, and he thought that, oh, okay, this is pretty good looking. All right, so he made other figures in his, kind of like in the Bible where it says made in his image, kind of like that. And he got really, really thirsty, and he was like, okay, I need some more. So there was this palm tree there, and he drank palm wine, and he got really drunk, like super drunk, and he started making clay figures out of the mud, and they became, for an example, they didn't have any eyes, they were missing some legs, and just not normal in the text. And he still thought they were beautiful. Once Olorun, which is the supreme god, he saw everything was bad because they weren't living. Like, I sent you here and they're not alive. What's going on here? And Olorun sent a fireball on Ife, and that is how the figures began to come to life because they had to bake, like making a cake in the oven. And after they had life after all that, and the fireball dried up some of the land, which is why we have deserts, and the water is, some of the water is still okay, and then it's why the earth rotates. That's what they believed. Alright, Yoruba. And it's the people that were from Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, so this whole little area. Of course, there are different religions and different tribes because Africa has countless religions and tribes there. And they're Yoruba people, they're from here, and this is so significant to them because their supreme god was Olorun, and it was like how they were here, how they were made. It's what they believed, and it was something that everybody could remember to pass on to the generations to come. And normally they would have like their own, kind of like what Indians do when they have like their little dance ceremonies where everybody would come together and the chief of their tribe would do it. It was like that, and it was okay like if the women were to pass down the tribe because the story that I read is actually from his mother, which was passed on from her dad and just so on forth. So it's easy for generations to remember it. Alright, the golden chain and the Bible. Okay, it took Abdallah 7 days to climb down from the tree, plus he wasn't even done after he got there, and it took God 7 days to do it all, to make life, to make the seas, the ocean, the clouds, all that good stuff. And man and woman are made from clay and mud in both stories. Olorun had to send a fireball to make life, while God just blew, God just blew into Adam and Eve. He breathed his fresh life into them. Life in the sky for the Orishas revolved around the baobab tree, which is the tree I previously talked about, and Adam and Eve had to eschew from the tree of knowledge. See what I did there this morning? Alright. There really isn't an antagonist in the golden chain, but the devil is the antagonist in the Bible. much, and the Golden Chain, the gods, for the most part, got along with each other because they were all just so different. It was like, oh, we gotta raise the tree. Alright, the Golden Chain and Beowulf. Abdallah, which is the curious god who made Ife, he was curious, timid, and he saw good in everything. He needed help, but he wasn't ashamed of it, unlike Beowulf, who was extremely cocky, arrogant, had to have the accolades, and he was strong on his own. Personally, Beowulf really should have asked for help in the very end of the story. Maybe he would still be alive, but he didn't. And Abdallah, after Oluran came to help him, and when he got advice for Ormila, he was like grateful for that. He wasn't like, oh my gosh, okay, I could do this on my own. It wasn't like that then. And a common theme for these two is that determination gets the job done. Beowulf defeats the monsters, and Abdallah and Oluran make life. Alright, mine's Google Docs didn't work for this one. But the Golden Chain for this versus Gilgamesh is that Abdallah and Oluran and all the other Orishas were actually full gods. They weren't like Gilgamesh was half god. No, they were full. And something that's common for both of these two is that, or both stories, my fault. Abdallah, he got help from Oluran, and Oluran got help from Ormila. Okay, if Oluran is the supreme god of it all, most people be like, oh, he doesn't need help from everybody else. But no, it wasn't like that in this story. And Gilgamesh, he got help from, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. But he got help from his friend that was there to encourage him. And like in this story, we all need one another, and that was the common thing for this story. And then my other, okay, it didn't work. Alright, just gonna, can I speak to the Google?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Alright, I made Oreo balls with white Oreos or whatever. They were in the freezer for like 2 days because I got food poisoning yesterday. So I don't know if they're gonna, I had to let them thaw, so I don't know if they're gonna be as good. But I have 2 different kinds. One is dipped in white chocolate, and the other one just has the white Oreo sprinkled on top of it. And they are supposed to represent the seeds that were in the story. And the white chocolate ones kind of represent like the fire that was sent to the earth and just kind of like making everything cool. So if you want it, just come get my 2.
Awesome.